What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Hyperformance podcast. I'm with my co-hosts Harvey and Gus. What's happening, boys? How are we? Feeling cold?
Good. Yeah, it's actually fucking freezing. How are you in the Gong at the moment, Harvey, or are you up in Sydney?
Nah, I'm in Austin, man. It's colder than it was, but where were you for the rain on the weekend?
Oh, my place was fine.
Right.
The Mississippi.
What happened with the rain?
Getting to work though.
Oh,
We had like 400 mils in the space of 2 days or some shit. It was crazy.
It was fucking mental.
crap.
Like the trains are fucked. Like
Yeah,
everyone's
there were
flooded.
trees in the ocean. We did have a small natural disaster over the weekend. I fully forgot about it.
It was crazy, man. I drove home in it. I played in Newcastle Friday night and then drove home.
Oh, that would have been fucked. Did you have to go heaps slow?
It was actually fine. It was like it was consistent, but not like crazy heavy until like the last kind of hour, that like home stretch from Sydney to Gong, and then it got a little bit hectic. So I slowed down like a couple of times when I got too much, and then because the Bulli Pass was closed, we took the Helensburgh way, and it was like bonkers by that point. So we were just like driving like
Bulli Pass would have been a waterfall.
Yeah, well, it was meant to be closed for roadworks anyway, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so we took the coast road and like that was mental. It was like fully like fucking 4 a.m. and I was just like crawling at like 30 k's an hour through like going along Seacliff Bridge and shit. It was kind of crazy. But you know, just part of the gig.
Your road miles were just insane.
The fucking point is, it was a stressful drive home from Newcastle, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been sort of on my month of freedom in between mentorship intakes. Actually, yeah, so mentorship intake for Mentorship 12 is open. Head to the show notes or my Instagram link tree if you want more details about that. But like, I just have no scheduled appointments, or other than like, I obviously have to get back to my online clients. But there's not too many of those. So we can just focus on the day-to-day running of the business and then bringing out these products that we got planned for quarters. What quarter are we in? We're in Q2. So there's one product coming in Q2 and then another in Q3 and another in Q4 that we're really excited about here at General Physical Preparation. So I have the most, I work on them a little bit during the mentorship, but obviously then I have a little bit more of an increased work schedule with that. So the month breaks between that, which I'm on right now, always good for the product development side of things. So Meathead Yoga, look out for that in the next 2 weeks. I went for another run today. I wanted to see how long I could maintain 5-minute mile pace for. I was just out in a muddy park. I wasn't at a track. And I had basically a 120 meter course mapped out. There was a few too many corners in it, but I didn't want to ruin my fucking hockers in the mud. But I maintained 5-minute mile pace for like 400 meters, and then I dropped back. So I ran 2 800s with probably about like 2 minutes rest in between, and I ended up with a 5-minute 40 miles. So I don't. Me and Jacob were discussing it before you rocked up and before we hit record, Harvey. It's so hard just running like unaroused. It was a rainy day. I just woke up from a nap. Don't get me wrong. I did go pretty hard, but I think with race atmosphere, I am in better shape than what I was last time. Like I didn't hurt that much. You know what I mean? I just started to feel tired and I let it win. There was zero dog in me today is the best way to put it. But
zero mental toughness. Yeah.
We make it. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm a shit athlete. I make a lot of excuses. Just fucking deal with it. I was going to apologize for making more excuses, but I'm like, fucking, this is the key characteristic of the intermediate athlete. I was unaroused. I didn't push myself that hard. Still hit a 540. That means I'm in good shape. Don't care what anyone says. Make all the excuses in the world.
Yeah, you always got to approximate how much time you would add on if you did or have all those conditions accounted for. So, yeah,
totally. And like realistically, you've not been running that long. Like,
the whole idea of this prep is like running more into it. Like I did knock out a 10K, but then sort of the rain kind of collided with a few of my outdoor sessions. But definitely still have had way more mileage, at least triple the mileage I had heading into it.
No, totally. But I guess what I'm saying is that, like, surely part of becoming good at something is the confidence in it, and part of becoming good at it is just showing up again and again and again, and getting to the point where, like, yeah, maybe you don't have much dog in you just now because you don't, like, you just haven't been doing it that long, and, like, you are kind of getting used to how things feel, and, you know, the difference between being sore and being just tired, you know.
The race is next weekend.
You'll get there. Yeah, well, fuck it, fuck the race, you'll win anyway. But, like, yeah, that's
fuck, it is next week. Holy crap! Yeah. I might just knock out like 1K run just to approximate what I'd get, and then fill out the 600 meters in my head, and I'll just call it a day. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done running this
time. Heading into
yeah, I'm fucking done.
Your running prep's been solid.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, I should put up a
number. For me, push-pull run will decide whether I focus on doing the sub 5 minute mile 500 pound deadlift in the same day, or prioritize going sub 12 in 100 meters. Like, obviously, I want to chase down both of those goals, and I'm not going to put either completely on ice. But if I get sub 520, I'll probably chase down sub 5 minute mile 500 pound deadlift.
Yeah. I think it's realistic.
That's a big 520 miles. Pretty 15-second improvement. Actually, no, because that's sort of what I've be hoping for, based off, like, in theory, being in better shape. Put that to the test, because definitely way more stress, just like life bullshit. How good was training go? I was pretty strong heading into the last one, but, like, I don't know, like, I was pretty strong in the gym last week. Like, back squat at 160.
You have to be stronger. I think.
Yeah, pulling strength's good. Like, I haven't been able to do as heavy cleans, but that's literally just because of my squat strength, which really only sort of came back, like, this week. I don't know. Yeah, no. Yeah. Like, anyway, I guess I'm just getting nervous because we're so close to it. I'm, like, questioning the prep. I'm definitely going to try to squeeze out a decent amount of runs, like, not super high volume, but just a couple of, like, 400 to 800 meter intervals at that sort of 5 minute pace. It didn't feel crazy quick. Quick.
Did you feel like you were dragging your legs through the mud at any point?
I mean, yeah, when I couldn't hold 5 minute pace, and when I blew out to like 540 or 550 pace on the back end. Yeah. Because I spent a bit of time at, like, I got as low as 445, and I spent a bit of time at 450, and I was like, okay. Don't get me wrong. It didn't feel sustainable by any means, but I was like, I don't know. Just because, you know, I don't perceive myself to be the type of runner to run like a negative split for a mile race, because as the ancient wisdom that Matt Watson bestowed upon me on that fateful Zoom call in Melbourne late that night after a night on the piss, when he was like, Angus, just go out hard. If you're going to get anything out of your tendons, like, he's like, you can't kick. Like, you're not Mo Farah. You don't have a lifetime of plyometric training or of track and field behind you. So, yeah, anyway. So, because you know, I'm envisioning if I was going to run a sub 5 minute mile, I'd probably have to honestly hit like 440 pace for the first half of it. Which is what, like a...
You got to think about it like your good running won't last that long. Like, technique-wise.
2 minute 15, 800. I am not conditioned enough for a 5 minute mile. Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture now. God, people are going to be rolling their eyes at this.
You slowly changing your idea.
The wheels turning in my head. Be like, man, to do more middle distance run. Can't just fucking zone 2 and
no, you
early
can't
acceleration and run with a fucking stick over my head to a 5 minute mile. Wow,
you can't completely zone 2 this prep. Let's be real.
No. And it's going to take more than 8 weeks of prep. There was a bit of me 6 weeks out. There was a bit of naive Angus. It was like, oh, we could get close to 5 minute mile this prep. That was naive. Been naive about a few of my goals
recently. That's a bit delusional. Come on.
Yeah, whatever. Okay,
I mean, you got to shoot for the stars and land on the moon. Yeah. Is that what they say? Something like that.
I've manifested some decent PBs in my time, but in hindsight, I've also done the work for them. So, yeah.
It is what it is. We'll see what will happen.
Yeah, all comes to the test next weekend. So this weekend, Jacob's coming up to watch UFC 300 in the Gong. And then next weekend, I'm down in Melbourne. Harvey's down in Melbourne. There's a bunch of other people I know down in Melbourne as well. But me and Jacob and my client, James Knoll, and AJ from the mentorship, all doing push-pull run 3. So there we go. So actually, and sorry, a little bit more of an update. Even on the Melbourne Strength Culture podcast, they picked my client, James Knoll, as a threat to win.
No, I think he is going to win it, if I'm be real.
He's in good shape.
Yeah.
As of the recording of this podcast. So, yeah. But even that, like I told him I'd coach him for a month for free. I forgot about that. If he beats me, which he almost certainly will, but I'm going to try my hardest. I did it to motivate myself. No, we're sweet.
No, I'm joking.
We're all good.
But yeah, with my bench, I know I've been absolutely hating it and fucking hating it for so long. But we've had some resolve. You know, that fatigue finally wore off. Last week, absolutely dog shit. And then this week, I hit my push-pull run single, my 1RM at push-pull run last time, for like 5 singles and minute break, every minute on the minute sort of thing. Just did that for the fuck of it because I felt good and yeah, feeling good.
I saw that, crushed it.
Yeah, so should be sick. And my deadlifts are going up as well despite all the weight loss. So yeah, it should be good. It's improvement from last
You'll
month.
be good for at least 185 on the day, I reckon.
Oh, 100, yeah, %.
I have not pulled a single deadlift yet. That's actually fucking first thing on my to-do list tomorrow.
Get out of bed, brush teeth,
pull
deadlift
get
off
out
ground.
The stiff bar at the gym. They've got a couple of stiffies laying around, and do I want to do that or do I just do it on the Olympic bar? You know what? I'm going an easy start. I'm going the Olympic bar and bumper plates.
Yeah, gotta keep it.
It's basically a deadlift bar, or not quite.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. I'll work up to at least 4 plates.
Here we got Igor Severino DQ'd for biting and Andre Lima at UFC Vegas 89 prelims. This is pretty.
Did you guys see this?
I didn't watch it live, but I caught up with it that afternoon. Have you got the clip?
I got it.
It's on the run sheet. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen this, so this is a raw reaction.
So both of these guys were undefeated, I believe, heading into this. So both highly touted prospects. Like I'm pretty sure it was the fight that Dana White highlighted, like going on into it on social media that week, being like, "This is the fight to look out for." And I think that's why he got so frustrated, because it was the first time he was experiencing losing a fight. Oh. Yeah, so the bite's already been done at that point.
Oh my Deus. Oh, he knows he's guilty. What's he doing?
Because that's the thing. By the time I watched this fight, I'd already seen the news about it. Because the commentators didn't seem to believe it at first.
Yeah, well, it's just because I don't know. It was, I mean, from where the commentators are sitting, I just don't think they could probably see it at all, really. But it was, it's fucking hectic, man. Like,
yeah, it just looks like.
I just don't know why he did it. So he gets a win, or is it a no contest?
I don't know. I think we underestimate how many fighters are genuinely in fight or flight mode during a fight. You know what I mean? We're like, oh, you know, same as like why do fighters like kick down opponents and things like that. I think sometimes it's just like people are just literally, just going on instinct. Not all fighters. Like, I think there's definitely fighters who are in there like cool, calm, calculated. Like I think John Jones doesn't exist like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then did you see the tattoo he got? Yeah, did you see he got a tattoo of the bite mark and like something that I got fucking bit bonus. So Dana White gave him another 50 grand.
Oh, for the tat?
It's a shit tat, but you know, yeah, I guess it's iconic.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
Yeah, fuck it. You got to roll with it, eh? Yeah.
It's just
crazy stuff.
It seems crazy, but I know what you mean. I guess it's just like heat of the moment shit, you know? And like, I do wonder as well, I mean, I'm sure it takes a certain kind of personality, but like, do you ever hear about, I can't remember who it is, but I've heard like UFC fighters talk before about how you get some UFC fighters that are like, you know, really good athletes, naturally gifted and that kind of thing, and end up doing it. And then you get some UFC guys who are like, just love fighting and like will probably get in a fight from the car park to the dressing room before they walk into the octagon. Like they just want to fight everyone. And like, I do wonder if it's a bit of that. Maybe he's just one of those dudes, he's just fought in the street since he was, you know, like fucking tiny, and just that kicked in a bit. But I don't know, man. Either way, it's fucking mental.
I think the comparison between like kicking someone down, like, because you're trying to inflict like damage onto them, like in the head or something, like for a knockout, in the intention of a knockout. But this is just like fucking inflicting pain. Like it's not even to like that's not gaining anything in a fight. You know what I mean? Like I can understand if you do something else sneaky, but
if I had to guess based on where he's from, it was like, I reckon getting into the UFC was a huge opportunity for him. Undefeated fighter, so used to things going pretty well for him in fights. In his biggest opportunity ever, it was a really tough back and forth fight, and just the frustration of it got to him.
Wow, like, crazy.
You know, he just fully flipped out, I reckon. Because he's out of the UFC now. But Andre Lima is a good prospect. Again, Igor's out of the UFC, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. Poor guy. But.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And in more sort of injuries, we got another Chris Weidman eye poke.
Did you see this whole thing?
Yeah, it was brutal.
It was pretty brutal. But yeah, so I've put a bunch.
Wasn't the only fighter finished with eye pokes that night. There were a bunch of fouls. And I've been saying it for ages. Like, if it sounds so horrible. Like, I don't think I would actually do this because, again, I'm not a UFC fighter, so obviously I can't relate. But you get a free eye poke. Sorry, sometimes you get 2 to 3 free eye pokes, and you won't be doctor point. And so if you do anything within the rules to win, or within because there's the rules and then there's like the actual rules. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same as there's like the law and then there's what you can actually police. And they say that there's no eye pokes, but fuck, man, you look at some people's careers, so many fight, but then again, like John Jones.
It's so hard to avoid.
There's so many more fighters than him. I need to stop singling out John Jones because there's so many more fighters than him. And everyone has their eye pokes, but there's some fighters that definitely worse.
Don't you worry.
I wonder, I'd like to look back through Weidman's history because I don't know him to be a very dirty fighter, but he was fighting with such fingers outstretched. I believe he eye poked him twice before this.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, and I put a huge thing in the run sheet because I actually ended up reading a really interesting interview with John McCarthy about it. But Weidman got on the mic after the fight and basically addressed the whole thing. But Weidman kind of came from the angle of, he was basically saying that if you get eye poked, he was saying that the guy that got eye poked kind of went to ground. And he was basically saying, if you think you've been eye poked, you need to stay on your feet and alert the ref. That's how it works. He's like, if you go to ground, nothing happens, and I'm going to continue the fight, basically, was what he was saying. Which is, you gotta play the fucking ref whistle. You know what I mean?
Is that the rules? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
That's what Weidman was saying. But interestingly enough, then the thing with John McCarthy, he basically said that what you call them, the judges, he basically said that they did the right thing, and that because it was the last round, they had 2 rounds to judge already, and basically if they gave Chris Weidman a victory off TKO, then you're saying that you're not addressing the fact that there was a foul. They are addressing the fact by giving it as I think they call it like a technical TKO, or no, like a technical decision or something like that.
I guess they would never go to disqualify him for a full eye poke, or couldn't you?
I don't know. Basically, that's what they were saying. He was saying that they did the right thing because they were addressing it as a foul. No, it's cool. But yeah, they addressed it. But yeah, but it was actually really interesting. So yeah, if anyone wants to go and read that fucking interview with John McCarthy, he kind of breaks it down really well.
It probably was the right decision, but God, it's you don't like seeing it.
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's
The
just a bit,
combo. The right and the left.
yeah, but this
What
is
are
the
you
thing.
doing?
I always think this when watching like MMA stuff, well, like UFC stuff, I guess, in that like it's such a young sport, like comparatively, like in terms of it being on the stage it's on, that like they are kind of still working the shit out. Like the rules are still going to change a bit, and like this is the kind of thing they might kind of have to address a bit over time. You know, if this keeps kind of coming up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder. I would like to see an experiment if they just were like, look, any eye poke, we don't care how accidental it is. You're going to go video replay on this shit, but it's instant point deduction. I wonder how much it'd rein it in.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I think it's a good idea. Wait, so did
People talk about the
apparently-
gloves and stuff like that, and for sure, I know eye pokes are going to happen. But go on.
Yeah, didn't so did Chris get poked as well? Is that what they said?
Yeah, it was eye pokes galore, but mostly Chris was eye poking more effectively this night.
Yeah, look at this. I found this.
The other perspective is like, yeah, fucking yeah. Let he who's without sin cast the first stone. Like, who hasn't eye poked someone in an MMA fight?
Apparently,
No,
this
it's
was
true.
his eye after. Bit gross. Maybe we have to blur that out.
Jesus.
But yeah,
Anyway, Chris Weidman is not back. He's effectively back because he's on a 2-fight winning streak. He won his last fight, didn't he? No, was that a weird fight? His comeback fight after breaking the leg. Who was that against?
I'm checking it out.
It was some guy on the come up. I think maybe it wasn't
fought Brad Tavares. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Classic gatekeeper, and he won, didn't he?
What was that? No, he lost.
Did he win? Oh, right. Okay.
Oh no, he won by.
Right, yeah,
No, he lost by decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember him looking like shit. All right, so he's on a 1-fight win streak. Oh, I don't know. Who knows where this is going to go? Does anyone still want to keep talking about Chris Weidman? I don't see him as relevant.
Not Chris Weidman as such. I was just going to say that I bet as a follow-up to the Power Slap League, Dana makes an eye poke league. I bet that's his next business venture, and I bet it does fucking numbers. He's putting John Jones as the fucking champ straight away. He's going John Jones versus Weidman for the fucking belt straight out the gate, and it's going to be huge.
Who gets their retina taken out first?
The gloves are literally just going to be like a huge clump there, and then just finger holes, and you got full access. You can fucking get right in there.
Speaking of John Jones, great, lovely segue here. Bit of controversy around John Jones.
Man,
Did he dodge?
This whole thing is fucking cooked. I was thinking about this before, right? For a man who has had run-ins with both violence, like quite often targeted at women, and then drugs and dodging drug tests, he managed to like intimidate and like borderline assault a female drug tester. Do you know what I mean?
He operates like a Swiss fucking watch, alternating between drug scandals, crime scandals, getting a belt, and just rotating between all of that. When he's not doing one, he's doing the other. It's insane. And he kind of combined two of his passions into one here. Because reading into the subtext of like why it'd be a great, I don't know. I think even when a lot of guys who don't take steroids get annoyed by the drug testers rocking up. So are we about to look at the video that John Jones posted as his defense? Oh no, it's just his tweet.
Yeah, I was
just tweet. That's really
looking
funny
over some
on my
tweets.
Right.
What was that?
Hello, everyone. I wanted to address some misinformation that has been. So this is John Jones' tweet for everyone who's just listening, not watching to the YouTube. Hello, everyone. Even just that, I'm reading it like him being a sociopath.
Like an email.
Hello, everybody. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I wanted to address some misinformation that has been circulating this morning. I woke up to false reports that I had been arrested. I have not been arrested. In fact, I am currently in Texas with my daughters at a volleyball tournament. I must admit, it's disappointing to have to clarify these things again, but I understand I may be an easy target given some of my past issues. It's important to set the record straight and make sure the truth is told. I was recently visited by testers while I was celebrating a birthday in This doesn't make sense. I was recently visited by testers while I was celebrating a birthday and taking a nap. Must have gone out so hard early on in the day because it was 4 p.m. Upon waking up, I was caught off guard by the unprofessionalism and protocol by one of the testers, which caused frustration, leading to me to use some profanity. I regret. However, I want to emphasize that at no point did I threaten, get in anyone's face, raise my voice to anyone, or engage in any form of assault. It's unfortunate that false news has been spread. I wouldn't have read this out if I knew how long it was going to take me. I want to assure you that I will vigorously defend myself against these baseless accusations. The truth is, the incident simply did not occur. It's just such gaslighting language. But like,
is this like Chat GPT, surely?
Yeah, maybe. It's just not good with his track record. Like, you know, innocent till proven guilty, but track record's not good. So yeah, and then John Jones also.
So I literally saw this without any context, and I'm like, what is going on?
I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard about it, so I'll be curious to see what the body language looks like. But so apparently he got heated when he couldn't produce urine, and then they suggested the blood sample, which reading into that between the lines, you could be like, oh, is that because whatever he was on had cleared in the urine but would still be in the blood? And he was like, oh.
Oh, look at that butt crack. That's just out saying hello to everyone. Why is he half naked? So what was on in this video?
I didn't see the high five. Oh, here it is.
Oh, was it that?
Do they look scared for their lives?
Was it a high five? Was it like a high five?
Yeah.
Oh, you gave her a high five. Oh, that's pretty wholesome.
What's your reading on the body? I'm getting such neutral body language, so maybe they're just very professional.
I was going to say, are they not just trying to get the fuck out of there by that point? Like
I said, I can't take anything away from their body language. It looked pretty like just business-like let's get out of here. And that's what I mean. You don't want to act like something's up if you're genuinely scared as well. I think they did a good job of acting normal. Hold on. Wait, so the other bit of this is they initially just told their boss, and the lady said, I'm going to file a police report. And her boss was like, essentially, the UFC is not going to like that. Can we put that off? She just filed the police report anyway. So just because of that sort of interaction with her boss, I wonder what sort of consequences John Jones will face, if any, from the UFC. Legal's a whole nother kettle of fish because, like, I don't know, his charges must be racking up. But yeah, I don't know if so based on that, I don't know if he'll experience too many ramifications from the UFC. Because again, the UFC, even when they were under USADA, like the whole reason they moved away from USADA is they felt it was too restrictive and it was fucking with their cards too much. So yeah. And then under this system, of course, you would logically think they're going to look after John Jones, like go out of their way even harder.
Yeah, I don't think I just can't see them doing anything about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really serve their purpose at all to do anything about it. And ultimately, that's what they care about. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact John Jones is still in the organization at all shows how little they seem to care about his behavior. So I feel like, yeah, on the grand scheme of things, John Jones is done. This is lower down. So I'm like, they'll probably, and you know, like he's the heavyweight champion of the fucking world, man. Like, they're not going to kick him out. I don't know. I read a couple things about this, and like he basically, if you read the actual report that was filed and then John Jones's account of events, like so much of what John says, like the reasons he gives for things not being correct is he's like I don't talk like that. Is so much of what he says.
Pretty baseless argument. Yeah.
It's just that kind of thing. And again, you know, this is the same guy who we saw smack his head off a police car over and over again. It's like, yeah. You don't really know what it is you do or that you're capable of.
I don't know how they work that out under their legal system, though. Like, I understand it's 2-on-1, but when they're both from the same workplace, I don't know if that changes things in terms of just John Jones being like, well, they're just saying that. or the fact that there's two of them, even from the organization, is that like a heaps good witness?
Oh, no, absolutely. No, I mean, God knows what will happen to him legally. Like, I mean, I imagine at the very most, he'll just give them a bunch of money to shut it up. But I think that, like, I kind of I just feel like he's not very innocent here. Do you know what I mean? And also, from what she said in the police report, apparently he smelled like booze a lot.
He said he was partying.
I mean, he said he partied the day
that
before and was napping, which is like, if you're still smelling a booze at 4 p.m.
Not harassing drug testers, but we've all started drinking too early in the day one time when we had a big one, and then you have that afternoon nap and waking up from it, it's like coming out of a coma.
Yeah.
No, sure. I'm just saying, like, but none of us have ever been the heavyweight champion of the world. I kind of, maybe naively so, but I was like, maybe John's kind of turned a corner here. Maybe he's not going to just be his classical partying self here, but especially because he's recovering from it. Oh, again, no, he is recovering. Maybe that would make you more likely to. Either way, I don't know. I just think it's...
I know, he has been injured, so he's probably bendering a bit more. We can only assume.
Yeah.
The Ben Cousins of MMA. Oh, you know.
Yeah, that too. I mean, and look, it's maybe... Yeah, I just think he's on the juice now.
Yeah, he's guilty as they come. Yeah. As Chelsea had said.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, so the UFC gets new drug testing people in, and he just makes the worst first impression of all time. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially for a guy who's been like done for drugs before, you'd surely just be like, John, just don't argue with him. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it's like the classic of like hazing the new people in the office, and Dana would be like, you've met John. He does that. He's crazy. Like, he's like, he makes a lot of money, so you gotta fucking learn to deal with that guy.
And Connor is right behind him.
Yeah. Well, totally. But that's the thing, man. I mean, like, Connor's never done anything like this? Like, I don't even think
Connor did the right thing and removed himself from the testing pool like a gentleman. He was like, I'm gonna do juice. He was like, I'm literally not fighting for a bit. He was like, I'll let you know when I stop juicing. Yeah, like, that's what you said when you take yourself out of the testing pool and like publicly, like, no, I'm coming back to fight. Like that's what you see. Like, it's as good as saying like, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
but
that's like
again, that's why he's never. I think he did have a couple of altercations like that back in the day. Because I don't know, depending on what lens you look at it through, and again, I could believe this. There's a decent amount of skeptics out there who are like, yeah, literally every top level UFC fighter's on heaps of juice.
When did he start,
like,
you reckon?
Volkanovski got fucking faster in his mid-30s, and Stylebender grew a tit, like, you know, it's fucking
yeah, that gyno, holy shit.
I just don't care. To me, drug testing is something that stops fights happening that I want to see. I also am not the person who has to get punched in the head by someone who's on, what was the shit that John Jones was on? Some crazy shit, Turinabol, like makes super aggressive. I'm not the one who has to get punched in the head and like fucking tornado kicked by that shit. No, it was Turinabol for sure, and probably a cocktail of other things, but Turinabol. And apparently that was the thing that Mike Tyson did when he bit old mate's ear off. But yeah, for me, maybe as a spectator, it just ruins heaps of fights.
Yeah, maybe that's
the drugs or the testing.
Igor was on.
The drug testing, not the drugs. The drugs make the fights happen, I think. But again, I think even towards the end of the UFC era, like with USADA, I think they got a wrap on a lot of it. Like they got much more in control because I think I can even agree with a lot of people being like, oh yeah, they were always protecting their favorite fighters. But I think there was genuinely some times where people pissed hot where they didn't expect them to because they didn't realize the sensitivity of the tests and things like that. But I don't know. I feel like they got a better handle of it towards the end of the UFC USADA era. Like it wasn't too disruptive because I just feel like a couple of years ago, it was like every couple of weeks a big name was getting popped. So, like at least every couple of months. Whereas like when was the last time a big name in the UFC pissed hot that wasn't John Jones?
I mean,
I don't know.
TJ's the one that springs to mind.
Yeah, when was that? That was after Sean O'Malley, because that was the one that was in my head. TJ was... His
When
first
did you guys
Cejudo fight was over 5 years ago. Anyway,
When did you think that he was on the Cejudo fight? When were
probably
you like,
his
I
whole
see it.
career. Because do you remember when him and Cody were going to fight for the first time, and they were talking shit about each other at the press conference before they fought for the first time, and TJ said something about steroids, and then Cody Garbrandt was like, yeah, well, you were the one that taught all of us how to do steroids, because TJ used to be on Team Alpha Male, where Cody Garbrandt was from. It was like, said that, like, at a giant press conference. It was like, yeah, you taught us how to juice, remember? It was like, even TJ was like, oh my God. Like,
Fuck, got me here. Yeah, I need to find that clip. Damn.
Cody Garbrandt, yeah, there was a period where it's like he was fully the stereotype of like, just, like really good looking, brainless person. Insane.
That
Just
Dom Cruz fight.
nothing going on between the ears, and then put on the performance. He was the guy who beat Dom Cruz. Insane.
The Dom Cruz interview as well. So dumb. It's like Dom Cruz is talking to a child. Yeah.
Oh, gotta love Cody Garbrandt.
So we got Sean
Yeah,
Mills
so-
training in Apple Vision Pros. Do we want to?
Yes, there's been a
Give
bit
an
of
intro before
hype
this?
about the Apple Vision Pros. I thought this was interesting. Is this the one where it goes to his POV, or is it just him squatting with the Apple Vision
Nah, the
Pros
POV.
on?
It's the POV.
Okay. Yeah, because he's moving some serious weight. But I don't know. Like, I could probably do some of my compound lifts like this. I could definitely crush accessories like this. It's putting one.
I wonder what the benefit is, or what he's projecting on the. What? Oh, he's looking at motivation. He's got to animate fights now.
I don't think that would throw you off. If anything, it's going to block anything changing in the background. Like, you could keep focused.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Watch some motivational clips
You know what
while you
would be
train.
sick? You know what
You
would
got
be
your
sick?
socials up there.
Online coaching with Apple Vision Pros would be insane.
Hell yeah!
Holy
All right,
crap.
no, I'm honestly, like, this kind of got me sold, because they've been getting memed a lot, and everyone's like, do we really need this? And I've definitely been one of those people, but I don't know. Part of me needs it.
Have you seen those setups of people like becoming literally Tony Stark in the Avengers, where their entire room is just screens everywhere? They've got something here. They're like, woom, 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 doo-doo-doom. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's answering he's got a call there, and then he's got a document open up here, and then in the living room he's got like a move. It's I don't know.
Imagine, so this is for sure already happened. Just some kid, just I shouldn't say kid, like young adult.
I have to show you something else funny.
Absolutely going to town on himself with the Apple Vision Pros on, and like parents walk in and just like too many screens up, don't notice them.
And they're just sitting there with their parents.
Oh my God, that's the future. Just like a Black Mirror episode. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Catch you next week. I think the next episode will probably be an episode with Pat Davidson by the time this one drops. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe not, but that's definitely something that's coming up.
Either way, there's an episode with Pat Davidson coming. So if you've seen it, then cool. If you haven't, then get ready.